Hi, this is Ben again, and we're going to continue our introductory programming tutorial. So last time we learned about variables and different types. Here we used strings and numbers and how you can add them together and what happens if you add them together improperly. But that doesn't really do a whole lot for us because you probably want to do some manipulation on information that you get from another person. So let's erase all of this stuff. So the very easiest way to get input from a user is a function called prompt. Okay, it will pop up a little window and ask the user to input some data into the prompt, and it will return that result as a variable in your code. So we can use it like this. So var, we'll call this name equals prompt, and the question will ask, what is your name? Question mark, semicolon. And then alert, we will alert the name that we just got from that prompt. File save, and we'll go here and refresh. Here's our little box. What is your name? My name is Ben. Then we click OK. And then another pop-up comes up. It says, the site says Ben, because it just basically just echoed the name. So here we're getting a string from this function called prompt, assigning it to this new variable that we call name. And then here we're just inputting the name or outputting the name. So that's the first step. Let's do something a little bit more interesting. Var age equals prompt. How old are you? Semicolon. So now we're creating two variables, name and age. It's going to ask, what is your name? And it is going to ask, how old are you? And put that into the age. And we can create another variable, name, result. Var result equals, start with some text, hello, plus name, plus you are, plus age, plus years old, period. So what this does is it takes this string, hello, concatenates it to name, which is the name that we got from the prompt, adds another string with a period and you are, then adds this age and adds this other string on the end. And the whole result will be put into the variable named result. And we will alert out the result. File, save. Back here, refresh. What is your name? My name is Ben. How old are you? I'm 34. Okay. Hello, Ben. You are 34 years old, just like we said it was going to do. Perfect. Now, something interesting, though, is that age is actually a string here, right? This prompt returns a string, not a number, but a string. So the first thing we need to do, if we wanted to add together some, well, let's see what happens. Let's try this. Var age times 2 equals age plus age. So in theory, this should result in, the age concatenated with the age, because these are both strings. We're just using this again. So let's go and try this out. Age times 2. Save. Fresh. My name is Ben. I am 34. Okay, 34. That's because they're both strings and we're just concatenating the strings together. Now, if we wanted to do some math on this, there's a few things we can do. Because the plus operator is used for two things. If we're adding numbers, it adds. If we're adding strings, it concatenates. Other operators, such as the actual multiply operator, it will interpret it as a number. So age times 2, we're multiplying by a number because this doesn't mean anything to strings. So JavaScript is going to try to pretend that age is a number, multiply it by 2. So age times 2. Go file, save, restart. Name is Ben. Age is still 34. And here we have the result is 68. Okay, so if we want to get age as a number, something we can do, an easy way to do it, we can do age as number equals age times 1. So this will multiply age by 1 and turn it into a number. Another thing we can do is use the number function, number age, which will force age to be a number, and age as number. Then we can do things like age as number, oh, this is wrong, year of birth equals, this year is what, 2019, and subtract age as number. You will change this result to, we'll do this, result equals result plus you were born in plus year of birth. So what we've got here is we ask for the name and age. We change age into a number using this number function. We then create a new variable, year of birth, which is 2019 minus your age. Then we create this new variable named result, add up the name and concatenate the name and these little bits of text and the age to get this in. Now down here, we are going to concatenate again the result here, which is hello Ben, you are 34 years old. That's a string. So we're using that string, concatenating to it this part, which is going to be you were born in year of birth. And then taking that whole thing, overwriting the original value of result and putting it back into result. So essentially what's happening is we are adding this bit of text onto the end of the result. Let's see how that goes. And we'll do file, save, and refresh. What is your name? Still Ben, and I am still 34. The alert. Hello, Ben, you are 34 years old. You were born in 1985, which is exactly what we wanted to happen. So here, to summarize, we got in a little bit of text from the user. What is the name? We got in how old you are, and we converted the age into a number here. And we did some mathematics on the age to get the year of birth. Then we concatenated all of this stuff together into the result to give us this little phrase of the thing that we're going to pop out, which is hello, and your name, you are 34 and you were born in 1985. And that's about as simple of a program as you can get. Now, an interesting little caveat that we can take a look at is what happens if you put in something that's not a number here. Well, let's see what happens. Let's refresh this. Name is Ben. But what is your age? Your age is, oops, cat walked on the keyboard. Hello, Ben. You are, blah, 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 which is what we said. This is the age that was put in there. you were born in NaN, which stands for not a number. That is because the number function tries to change age into a number, but since it was just a bunch of garbage text, it returned not a number because, well, is not a number. And it puts this value as a not a number, which is a special type, kind of, which then is used here as not a number. And we're trying to subtract not a number from 2019. The result is still not a number. So then when we try to concatenate year of birth, it just says NaN, not a number. And that's the result. There are a lot of little interesting issues with types that you can come across, and I'm sure you will find out about all of these amazing things as your programming adventure continues. Next time we'll look at, I don't know, conditional statements, flow control, program control flow, and I don't know, we'll do something interesting. Until next time, I'll see you.